Hi everyone, welcome back to Metanoia. My name is Carrie Jane. I've managed to get you guys outside yet again. I'm really excited to be able to make more videos outside now that the weather is getting better. I hope you're all doing okay out there. If you haven't done so already, please check out my other monthlies that I did for January through March so far of 2021. And also, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you know when I'm posting videos now that I am uploading less. I hope you guys are liking these monthly videos, and today is a pretty chill forecast or reading, and one of you in my previous video asked me to give you an update on how my cheese making experience went, because I mentioned that I was going to tackle trying to make cheese in my previous video. I know this is random, but to that person, basically I did manage to make cheese, just not the cheese that I wanted to make. And when I was looking up online on how to do this, I saw so many conflicting things on how to make cheese, specifically mozzarella. So conflicting that it made me wonder, does anyone know how to make cheese? It was just, I don't know, it was a learning experience. It was supposed to be a great 8-month activity, but it kind of just turned into a complete learning experience for me. Yeah, so for that person who wanted to know how that went, that's what went down. I basically ended up making ricotta cheese instead of mozzarella. And if you want to see that process, if you want to see me struggle, I uploaded that vlog to my Patreon page for people who are pledging like $3 or more for extra content for them if they care to watch it. And so if you would like to see extra content like that, please go to the link in the description, the Patreon link. That's where you can sign up to support this channel and see extra content. And actually, when I'm done with this video, I'm going to be giving my Patreon supporters a card reading for the month. So yeah, all the links are in the description if you are interested in anything at all that I have, any services or any other social media accounts that I'm on. And thank you so much for watching. Let's get to it. Now we are in a 5-year, a 9-month for April 2021. It's at this point in the 9-year cycle where the adventurer comes across some kind of obstacle, a tree in the road, a chasm, a gap that they have to get over to continue on their path, what have you. And it's at this time where the collective or a person has to shed something in order to get past that. Okay, sometimes you need to just get out of the car, abandon the car, take what you need and go on foot, or sometimes, you know, if you need to make a jump across something and you're carrying a 90-pound bag, you're not going to be able to make the jump. So it's about letting go. The number 9 is always about conclusions. It's always about shedding. It's always about letting stuff go. It is a kind of graduation. I kept thinking about the element of fire when tuning into this month, like just the combination of the 5-year with the 9-month. Think about things burning down. Maybe not literally. Hopefully not literally. Hopefully we don't have wildfires this month, but actually think about the concept, I should say, of burning something down. So fire is always rebirth. You know, always think rebirth when you think fire, because when you clear something out of the way, something old, it makes room for something new, which hopefully is May for us. Going back to just putting April in context with where we have been, the 7-month, which I believe was February, was a kind of mental reconstruction. You know that if you watch those videos. Then we had March, which was some kind of, you know, physical confrontation of our standing institutions, It had to do with matters of our physical world. And now we are on step 9 of this process, which is, shedding something that needs to come down. When I make these videos, I often am pulling from some mixture of my personal experience, my knowledge from like books, etc., and I guess what you could call intuition. When you meditate on something and you feel like this is the angle that I should take on this subject. And I usually use a combination of all 3 of those. And for this month, for me, it was more intuitive than anything else. And what I feel like is going to happen for this month is that there's some kind of like emotional downfall or letdown, and that feels like in both good and bad. And that also probably sounds confusing. What I mean by that is, when you emotionally are letting something down or having some kind of downfall, that could simply just mean finally letting your guard down. Maybe just, shedding stress, shedding trauma, just finally saying like, it doesn't have to be like this anymore. I don't have to feel this way anymore. I can move forward with this. But yeah, also, in addition to shedding good things like fear and trauma, etc., we could have some kind of disappointing letdown. That's also true. The things that we don't want to let go. And simplicity. The key word for this month is simplicity, stability. What we wanted last month comes from within. That should be the kind of, I don't know, epiphany of some kind that we come to this month. That is the nature of the 9, is the wisdom of knowing that you already have what you need to move forward, and all that extra stuff was not really necessary, although maybe it was necessary at the time, but not anymore. And some other keywords I have for this month are truth, conclusions, spring cleaning, that could be a form of shedding, service, and giving things away. So giving away to charity, giving away clothes you no longer need, etc. What I also would like to share with you today is that life is a continuous expansion. And it starts with the spark, a catalyst, okay? So in the realm of numerology, we start with the number 1. And we make our way through that upgrade of knowledge that comes with that. We move through it eventually, coming back to this place of simplicity. And that is the number 9, okay? That's where we are now. And that is any 9 month, any 9 year. We're moving through these cycles so often within our collective everything and with ourselves personally. It is a constant spark, I guess you could call it like expansion or upgrade, or it doesn't really matter what you call it, and then moving through that, integrating that lesson, and then coming back to a very simple place, and that's what April should be. We have to come to this place of simplicity before the next spark comes and it happens all over again. Otherwise, will we truly integrate, what we've been doing up until now? And there's probably a lot for the collective to integrate after the year that we just been through. I wrote here that the 5 year is always to better help our freedom. It's always going to go towards that, as many of you are probably tired of me saying, if you follow all my videos. And it's about no longer perceiving the chaos and noise as a distraction, but the way through. So the 5 is also kind of a chaotic number in and of itself. And we may be trying to, these past few months, kind of like push that aside in order to do what we need to do. But this month, the way through that is where we need to go. It's, take a small, tiny example, like when I'm trying to sit down and meditate or get some work done, and my dog decides to squeak his toy incessantly and decide that it's playtime. As many of you understand as a pet owner, that's what they do because, who wants to work? That's boring. Instead of getting angry at something like that, at the chaos and noise around you, consider just being okay with that, maybe do take a break to play with the dog. Maybe consciously choose to not be annoyed by that distraction. Understand that this current moment is the only thing that we have. And this is where I have a little list of things to accept this month, okay? Number 1, the past is in the past. Number 2, the only thing that's real is the present moment. Number 3, what we want is there. What we're meant to do is there. There being the present moment. So, if you've been hyper-focused on something, it's time to take a break and tune into your immediate surroundings. If you've, however, lacked focus, maybe you're on the opposite end of the spectrum, it's time to tackle that tree in the road. It's time to get out of that car and figure out how you're going to get around that, finally. Or it's time to, I said here, burn down the imaginary castles in the sky and the real roadblocks, like the perhaps real physical roadblocks that we have right now. Use your 5 senses to try and attain enlightenment, whatever that means for you. Whatever you need to do this month, all of us, and this is good advice for any time at all, okay? It lies in the present moment. The 9, as I tell many 9 life paths, if you're not locked into the present moment, you're not going to be able to experience the wisdom of your life path or just the nature of your life in which it is meant to be experienced. And that means many different things. If you have a hard time remaining in the present moment, try to have some kind of rhythm in your life. And things will disrupt that rhythm because that is life, especially if, people rely on you to do a lot. Maybe you're a parent, or maybe, you're in a high position at work, people rely on you there, what have you. We're all going to have a lot of distractions, but there are a lot of small things that you can do. Wake up early on a Saturday morning, okay? I know a lot of you are like, no, I don't do that. That's fine. Develop a routine, develop a rhythm, and for me personally, that's always allowed naturally like a space to come through that despite the fact that I have all these distractions, I can get grounded in something and just only be focused on the day. Today is Saturday, okay? Tomorrow is not a thing to me right now. My only objective today is to make these videos for you guys, spend some quality time in nature, plant some seeds in my garden. Nothing else exists but this time and space. You might find the inspiration you were looking for. You might find the motivation you were looking for. You might find the solution that you were looking for. You might stumble upon something finally that offers a solution, maybe it's something external, not necessarily from within. But if you don't get grounded from within first, those things can't really actualize. And so, what I just said is a very, very personal, experience of this month. More so than usual. Because everyone is going through, as I always say, your personal cycles. And this is just simply not going to apply to everyone. If you want to know your personal cycle, please sign up for my monthly readings through Patreon. That's where I go into that. But I don't know, there's something about the wisdom of the number 9 that I always feel touches us all personally, no matter what we're going through. And yeah, like I said in the beginning of this video, I was kind of intuiting more the fact that we need to just simply let go of so many things. And yes, this will be on a grand scale that we need to do this. You know, we will have to finally maybe put down a much bigger societal weight regarding the way that we've been going so far in our human stories, definitely. But I really think it does require each person's participation. So my advice is not just advice. It's like, if you want to help the collective, try letting something go this month. You know, try peace for once. Try, you know, not being full of doubt for once. Try whatever for once. And I think that you would be surprised with the results, and I think that you would be surprised with how your participation in this human story affects the whole. We're all one, truly. That is also, I think, a deep wisdom of the number 9. If you are very much in tune and balanced and able to walk like a true 9 life path, if you are a 9 life path, I think it comes down to eventually service. You know, you realize your part in the whole and how important that is. You realize it's much bigger than yourself. It's not just about you. And by getting into these rhythms and focusing in on the now and making everything very simplistic so that you can integrate everything that you've learned and done so far, it's the kind of evolution that we're all seeking all the time. That's all I can say. I think that to go any further would be making generalizations or picking at straws. That's all I can really say about this month and about this topic in general. But if you have any questions, let me know. I'm still taking requested videos, as I made that requested video on my experience as an empath. It was like a part 2 video that I made back in December. So please also check that out if you haven't yet. And like I said, ask me any questions if you have any. And comment, you know, what April is like for you so far, or what March has been like for you, or any comments that you might have on where we're going so far. You know, there's just so many perspectives to take into account. You know, listen to the astrologers. My favorite astrologer is Kepacha. I follow his videos. I find his weeklies to be very poignant and in tune with what I feel is going on. You know, listen to your, you know, your card readers, whatever you are into, whatever you follow, and don't forget to listen to yourself. You know, don't get lost in those things. The only thing that's real is this moment right now that we have, and everything else is an idea. And you know, just meditate on that, see where that takes you, and whatever that takes you is where you're meant to be. So I'm gonna wrap this up before I talk too much. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.